Hello Flinks. Today I wanted to show you the E-Ther, which is sort of Theremin and also a MIDI controller. Personally I like to use it as a MIDI controller, but it works great either way. So yeah, I'm saying it's sort of Theremin because normally a real Theremin is using an antenna, and the E-Ther has sensors. They actually work in all sort of lights, so also for performances in dark areas they will still work even despite their some sort of distance sensor. So yeah, normal Thermins, they work with an antenna, and depending on how close your hand is, you will produce sound and pitch. Instead, the E-Ther here has two sensors, one in the top here and one to the side, and yeah, depending on how far you are, with the top one you get volume, and with the one to the side you get pitch control. The closer you are to the device, the lower the note will be, and the further away the higher the note will be. And when your hand is not in front, you will always get the maximum pitch. It actually uses pitch bend like on a synthesizer. So a little bit of a downside is that when you don't have your hand in it, you will always get the maximum bend up pitch bend here. So you will always go up depending on how you've set up your pitch bend on your device here if you use it as a MIDI controller. So you will never get the root note that you're actually playing. You will get whatever it's bent up to unless you hold your hand perfectly in the middle. So yeah, let me just show you quickly here. And then here on the side we have two knobs which can shift the octave of the note that we are playing up by one or lower. So that actually can create a pretty cool effect by holding a note, simply holding a note and then pressing those buttons to switch up and down. Also, I'm actually running my E-Ther here through space reverb. The E-Ther doesn't have any effects built in by itself, so that's one advantage. Normal Thermins, they usually have built-in reverb and delay. You don't get that here, but instead you get some really other cool tricks, like being able to use it as a MIDI controller, and you can actually do some pretty cool settings with the sound in the settings on your computer. So let's quickly go through the cables I have attached here. So on the side we have stereo output, which uses TRS cable, jack cable, 3.5 one. For those not familiar with cables, stereo cable jack has two plastic black rings here, and mono cable only has one. So if you're not sure what to use, make sure it has the two black rings. Then in the bottom here we have micro USB. I wish it would have been USB-C, but it works fine regardless. But yeah, it would just have been a little bit more easy for connectivity to get connected with your computer. So yeah, the micro USB is both used as a power and to connect it to your computer, but you can also power the device by connecting it to a power block instead of to your computer. You don't necessarily have to connect it to your computer here. So yeah, on the computer you can do some settings for the sound and for MIDI, which I will show you after the demo stuff here. And then next to that we have a 3.5 TRS cable, but this time it's for MIDI. So for those not familiar with how you use MIDI, You can use either TRS or you can use DIN5 depending on what device you are trying to connect to. So here I'm connected to my master keyboard and my Korg multipoly, which both use a DIN5. A DIN5 has 5 pins and there's only 3 connections here. And depending on what company your synthesizer you have yourself, you need to be aware that you need to get the right cable, because some companies use MIDI A and some use MIDI B, and depending on on which device you have, basically the 3 here are connected to the 5 here, and depending on if you have MIDI A or B, they will be connected in a different way. So make sure you have the right one for your device, otherwise you will get some really weird things going on, so you don't want that. So yeah, for the E-Ther, I have a few extensions for it. You can get a case for it from Etsy, so you can see the nice black around it. Usually the sides of the device are open, so it can collect dust, so you can get a nice case for it. And then in the bottom, let me see. Actually, I'm gonna go mute the sound quick. In the bottom I have here a acrylic plate, which you can also buy with it. And if you get that extension, there's like a screw hole in it. So if you have a tripod for your webcam or a microphone stand, you can actually put your E-Ther on top of that instead of resting it on a table or whatever, which makes it a little bit more easy to use. Also, depending on your microphone or tripod, you might need some adapter plugs, which you can get from Amazon fairly cheap, or you can get a little bit better ones, like the one I have from Konig & Meijer, because I don't want to break it off in my device. That would be a little bit sad. So yeah, I figured I'd just get the ones that I believe in. There's no sponsor going on or anything. I just I just like those. So yeah, microphone stand, I would really recommend it. It makes it a lot more easy to use, because as I mentioned, there's a few cons to having these sensors, but also bonuses. So this thing is a little bit of both. So if you put your hand in front, if you move a little bit to the side, you will go out of the laser, or I don't know, out of the sensor anyway, and you will lose your signal. So you might suddenly lose your volume, or if you're controlling another synthesizer, you might lose whatever you are controlling. So yeah, you need to be very precise with where your hand is, and you can see there is a laser, red light here, so you can see when your hand is in front. But yeah, during performance, it could suck if you if you fuck up that way. So yeah, you need to be aware that it does take a little bit of practice to stay perfectly in front of it. Like the other day I did some recordings, and I had to record a few times because I wasn't perfectly aligned with the sensor here. But on the other hand, you can also do some really cool things with it. So let me just turn on the volume again. So as you could hear me doing earlier, you can also use that it's a sensor. There we go. That was the wrong volume I put up. So yeah, you can do some pretty fun things with that by quickly going in front of it, or like you can instantly cut it off, like with the normal Theremin. That would, it's possible, but it would be a little bit harder. because they sensor a bigger area basically, while this one is very precise. So you can use that both as see that as an advantage, but also as a disadvantage. Also an advantage here is that with a normal Theremin, with the antenna, they pick up any signal in your room. So if you have other devices, they might interfere with your Theremin, and you have to tune it. Well, with these sensors, you never have to tune it. It will always be perfectly in tune. So that's a pretty major advantage. You can just quickly hook it up and get going. So yeah, that's a neat trick to do. So yeah, let me show you as a MIDI controller now. So I have set up the top here to send MIDI CC 19, which corresponds to the fourth knob here on my multipoly. So I could send it to anything here, but I actually like to send it to one of these knobs, because that way when I don't have the device connected, I can still use it. But having the E-Ther gives you a lot of advantages compared to being forced to use a knob. For example, I could really control it fast, and if I would have to do that on a knob, then you would have to turn it really fast, and depending on the company, not all those knobs might be as safe to quickly turn around all the time. They might break off. So it just allows you for different kind of movements. Like for gradual movements, the knob is just easier, I guess, or more subtle. Well, you can also do those here. But yeah, it just allows you for different kind of playing, and also it adds like a little bit of performance. Like if you're doing something with your hand, that just looks interesting. So let me switch the volume here to this. So yeah, as I said, it's controlling this knob, but it's also doing, because I'm also using it as Theremin, it's also sending a no press, but you can turn that off in the software if you want. So on my master keyboard, if I press a key now, well, you won't be able to see it, but anyway, you can see here on the screen as well that it's controlling the knob here, and basically what it's doing, besides playing the lower note as I mentioned, it's also adding a lot of distortion and noise rumbling. So if I rotate this knob, I will actually do the same thing, but without the low note, of course. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool sound, but being able to use the E-Ther combined with it can really give you a lot of different kind of performances. So for example, for the other song that I was playing the other day, because this is MPE keyboard, I can hold and do pitch shifts with my fingers per key. So I have, like, on my fingers I have controls per key, and then with this one I can adjust the whole sound, so that gives you like a really kind of cool dynamic feeling to the sound. So and you can set up both of the both of these sensors to send CC. Currently I've set this one up to pitch and this one to CC 19 plus the node send. But you can set it up in any way that you would like. Let's see, I think that was everything. So yeah, let's cut to the software part now. Hello again for the second part of my video. In this part I will show you the software that comes with the E-Ther, which is connected to my device. So you can control the software on the E-Ther by going to this web page, and here in the top we can see that the device is connected to my computer and to the page. And then you can in the top here you can choose a MIDI channel to which you would like to send your notes and your CC data. So if we choose channel 1 and then set the channel, you can see it will quickly disconnect here while it's uploading, and now my device is set to MIDI channel 1. There is some weird thing going on the page here where it actually jumps back to some default settings every time. So now it says channel 2 here again for some reason. Then next we can choose original or CC only. And with this mode you can choose if you want no press or not. So like I showed you in the earlier part, you can use CC and node press together. But if you only want CC, so only you play with your keyboard and then only send CC data with the sensors, no presses, you choose that option. And if you want to use it as a theremin or actually completely control your synthesizer with it, then you should use the original mode. For some reason this does keep resetting on my device. I always set it to CC only, but it actually keeps going back to the original for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think there's a bug somewhere. Anyway, after you set that, you can choose which CC settings you would like to send. So as you can see here, by default it's set to pitch bend and expression. Expression is usually volume control on synthesizers, but not always. It depends a little bit on what synthesizer you have. You can choose any of many CCs here you would like to choose, and it's also quite nice touch that you can see which MIDI data it usually is. Like there's a standard for MIDI, and most synthesizers will actually stick to these. So if you want to control your mod wheel, for example, instead with the sensor, then you can choose that here. And there's a lot of things to choose from. And like I said, for me, I have set mine to CC 19. Then on the other one, we will actually have the option to choose pitch bend as well, besides all the other CC. So I'm just gonna leave it there because it's nice to have pitch controls. And then we have something that makes this theremin a little bit unique actually, because normally on a theremin you can only do a sine wave, and on the E-Ther you can actually do 4 different waves, and then you can also do noise. So noise is pretty fun with if you have effect pedals, for example. But it's a nice touch that you can actually do some other wavetables here. So let me just let you hear this quickly. And as you can hear, I've removed my reverb here. So yeah, that was the sine wave. Actually, my sensor was picking up some high notes, so let me put it in a lower note here. So that's the sine wave. Let's go to the saw. Triangle. Square. And noise. So as you could hear, it's it gives you for Theremin, it gives you some some different types of sound, which is pretty cool. It's too bad that you can only do these settings on the page. Like, it would have been really nice if you could actually switch between the waves on the device itself, but I can understand why, because there's not all that many buttons there anyway. But it's nice that the option is there. And usually I just keep it in the sine mode, just so just to keep it like a normal Theremin. Like I said, I mostly use it as a MIDI controller anyway. Then you can choose your audio output here. So if you have if you combine it with like a guitar pedal, you might need to lower or increase your dBs here, because line level and instrument level are different. So you might want to adjust the audio output here. So I put mine to -6 here. And you can flip the controls here. So if you want the top and the side sensor switched, you can do that here. So that way you can actually have the pitch on the other one if you like that. And then we have the MIDI messages. So if you have if you have an older device, it might not be able to handle as many MIDI messages. So you can limit that here, so your device won't crash or have weird results. And if you have no limit, it will just send like a lot of messages. So if you have a new device, or if you connect it to your computer, you can just set no limit, and otherwise you can set some limit here. It will a little bit impact your how fast it will react to your changes, but honestly not all that much. Like as you can see, it actually says the delays there, and it's still 5 messages every 0.1 seconds. That's still quite a lot. So you should barely notice it, to be honest. Then there's a factory reset, and the firmware. That's one thing I would like to note here, is that Sheila, the maker of the device, she's still developing the firmware, which is really cool. Like, she's adding new features. So for like a small customizer group, at least I don't think she's sold that many, but I'm not sure. It's cool that she's still developing on it, even though it's pretty slow. But it's cool that we're getting new features. Like, the CCs weren't there when I actually bought the device, but they got added later. And the firmware updates, they are really easy to install, so that's a huge plus. And it takes like no time at all. So that's really cool. One thing that could improve there is actually telling people when the updates are out. Like, actually I had to ask her on Etsy, but then again, she replies really fast, so that's another plus. Like, if you have any questions about the device, just ask, and usually I got a reply within like 1 or 2 hours. So that's really nice. And if you have any suggestions, she's also open for that. So that's really cool. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you the next time in space.